Hey everyone, welcome back to the Beehive Buzz where I am randomly posting videos. There's no set schedule. So, what's been going on? Well, let's see. I think the last thing I posted was the new camping trip video that my son did, which was epic and awesome. I wanted to share that, and he gave me permission to put that on my channel. But after that camping trip, everything got really busy. I'm a teacher, and we had to go back to work. It's the way it goes, right? But before that, we had a mad rush to get my daughter to college, finish getting her stuff together. And then, right after we took her to Wisconsin, we got back, and I had teacher and service week, which is when we're there without the students, and we can get a bunch of work done to prepare for the school year, which is fabulous because I love my students, but sometimes you can just get a lot more done if they're not around. And then Tuesday after Labor Day, everybody came back to school, and it's been a whirlwind of getting used to the schedule, making tweaks, and all that. For those of you who don't know, I teach at a very small private school, and we all teachers, everyone is wearing many hats. So every day is extremely busy. I love it because there's always something new that you have to figure out. And I mean that in a good way. It keeps your brain active. And at my age, that's a good idea. So work started again for me. And that's just, I have awesome intentions of doing all these projects. But by the time I get home some nights, it's all I can do is to figure out supper and do whatever I need to for the next day, and then I read. That's kind of my go-to to unwind is reading, and I'm finding I'm doing more of it this year during the school year because I feel like my brain just needs that rest after I get home. Maybe other people feel like that. Some people do other things, but I feel like I want everything to slow down when I get home, so I'm not hurrying through things. There is a couple projects that I've been working on. I got behind on my Cotton Cuts clues. The So Sweet puzzle clues, I was behind 3 of those, and I got caught up on those. And then I had started the Piazza clues, and I got 2 behind on that, which means from the very beginning, because that's all I have so far. Those are all caught up, I'm happy to say. That's a good feeling. The other thing I did is I did cut out a skirt. There's got this pattern when the Simplicity sale was going on this summer. I'm sorry for the lighting. I am not a professional YouTuber. I do not have a ring light, but I am doing, as you can see, all the writing around this picture right here. What I did do, there's a couple adjustments I made. Now, let me get the long line drawing up for you. So it's going to be, oh, if I can read it backwards, this one right here. A couple of things I'm doing differently. One, I chopped off a whole bunch of the length. I am not very tall, and it was going to be like almost pretty much floor length on me, which unless it's a really fancy gown, I don't really like that look on me. I think it looks me kind of boxy and frumpy. So I, no kidding, cut off probably a good 6 inches off the bottom so that would come to T-length. That's what it was called back in the day when I was learning how to sew. I think now we just call it mid-calf length or something like that. That's much more practical for my purposes. Also, I cut out a pocket. I just printed up a free pocket template online, and I'm gonna put a pocket in the side seams because what's the point with no pockets? I don't get that. I use my pockets all the time when I'm teaching. My phone goes in there because all my alarms for the next class that I have to be at is on there. I always have my phone with me, and it's nice to have it somewhere handy rather than carrying it around with my lesson planner and books in my laptop because the teachers swap classrooms a lot, and we are always on the go, so it's nice to have it sliding around while I'm trying to carry everything. So pockets are a must for me. I get kind of ticked off when garments don't have pockets in them because it's like I said, what's the point? So that's basically all I have going on right now. I am working on a hand quilting project. Yes, you heard that right. Hand quilting. It still exists. ever since school started up again, I've had a craving to slow down in the evening and do something that doesn't require the hurry, hurry, hurry. And right now for me, that means hand quilting. And I have this quilt that I started a long time ago. Like a really long time ago. Like, I don't even know. So I thought, you know what, in the evenings, if I want to get away from the machine, which is right over here, and then there's one over that way that you can't see. That's my Janome. That's Cruella. That's the one that I do all my piecing on. And then my Juki's over there, and it's an extra wide throat, and I do all my machine quilting on that. And I love both machines. They're both champions. But sometimes I don't want to be tied up to a machine, and I just like the slower pace of the quilting. It just helps me relax. So that's all fine and good, but I haven't done hand quilting in so long. I couldn't even find a decent quilting needle. I had to really dig to find it, and it's probably older than my oldest child is. So over the weekend, I went to Joann's when we were doing our grocery shopping, and I got these betweens. They are 7, 8, and 9s. I think the 9s are about what I usually use. The 7 and 8s are a little bit longer. Whatever, I can adapt. And I also, my thimble, I have one of those clover leather thimbles, which I loved when I got it probably 20 years ago. But it's definitely not fitting my finger. It's been stretched out too much. I've lost weight, so now it's not. Did anybody else lose weight in their fingers? Is that weird? I think my feet have lost weight too. I don't understand that. That's not where I want to lose my weight. So anyway, I got this thimble. I love it that it has the fit it on your finger thing right here. I saw them online, and I always go to Etsy first. I like to buy from the independent sellers just to support them. But I didn't want to buy a thimble without knowing if it was going to fit or not. And I didn't want to buy two and then have to return one because I ain't got time for that. I live out in the boondocks. I have to drive 20 minutes to get to a post office. So, and it's, just not super convenient to do that. So I try to be a little judicious with, gas prices and everything. You get the idea. That's not important. So anyway, I got my new needles, and I'm looking forward to trying them out. Ironically, after I bought them, it got hot again here. Well, I say hot. Hot for me is like 75 or above. It was like 78 yesterday. And I was like, oh no, I'm not going to wrap myself up in a quilt. But this week it's cooling off. We have a couple nights where we're going to be way down in the 40s overnight. One night is 40 overnight. That's cold. You're getting into like flirting with the snow there. So, ooh, 4-letter word. Sorry. I also took advantage of the McCall's pattern sale, but I just realized I didn't show you for this pattern, this skirt I'm doing. I got this beautiful. This is so soft. I love this, and it is a little stretchy. Okay, so it's gorgeous. I love it. It was on the clearance when I bought it at the end of summer. I'm not a big pinky person, but this won't be near my face. I have like shirts that will match this that can pull out. I have a jean jacket that's actually this color right here, so I can just see this after I get it done. This is just the leftover stuff. There was a lot left over, and I went with what the requirements were on the back of the paper, and there was still a lot left over. So probably not enough for a whole garment, but definitely if I want to mash it together with some other of the same type of fabric, I can do that. So that's double brush polyester, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. It's really soft. I love this stuff. Now look, I don't have a serger, so I love it when all these YouTubers go, I just did it on my serger, and I'm like, I don't have a serger, and I don't have any plans immediately to get a serger, though I've been thinking about it for the future. I don't really have anywhere in my sewing area currently to put it. I would have to do some major renovation. I share my sewing area with my son, who's got a bunch of his stuff in here, which is fine. That's why it's a common room. This is actually used to be the dining room in the house that we live in. But when we moved in, I converted it to a playroom because all my kids were younger and I wanted them where I could see them. And I had my sewing machine just crammed in the corner. And as I've grown and not needed as for toys and things like that, I've been able to spread out a little bit. Now, someday I'm going to get one of the bedrooms upstairs after more of my kids move out, and I'm going to turn it into a proper sewing room. And then I'll probably look into getting a serger then because I can have a designated spot. The other thing that makes me nervous about a serger is that I am not mechanically inclined in the least. And where I live, there's nowhere to go to really, there's no classes, there's no little shops around that you could go in and say, show me how to use my serger. So I will be relying very heavily on YouTube videos. Sometimes those aren't super helpful when you buy a product like that, but I'm not ready to pull the trigger on it yet, but it's coming. I know I'm gonna do it eventually. So whenever I have one of these knit fabrics, like the athletic shirt I made my husband earlier in the summer, I just finished the edges with a stretch stitch, which I do have on my machine on Cruella, and it's fine. These stretchy knits don't usually ravel, so it's not so bad. I just like everything to look nice and tidy. All right, the fun stuff. Patterns. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 patterns for $1.99 each. I was looking specifically for a blouse pattern and some mustard yellow fabric to make into a nice tunic to match a pair of pants that I got for work. I found the pattern but not the fabric, and so I'm still a bit in a quandary about that. I have other things to wear with these pants. It's just there's like that tonal, very light, you can barely see one of the lines. It's a window pane pattern on the pants, and it's white and it's got dark brown and a little bit of this mustard yellow, and it's really subtle, and I think that the mustard yellow would just pop it right out. It would be kind of fun. Anyway, didn't get it, not making it, not right now anyway. So here we go. First one is this one. I love, if I can get it up here, look at these pleats. I love those pleats. Now that is, I don't know if it's because I just made that Cruella pattern for my daughter, and it had a similar peplin style. It had a midriff band. This doesn't have that, which I'm thankful for because, oh my goodness, that was a pain. But matching that up with the zipper, which I failed at, but still managed to pull off Best in Show for the fair, which was small fair, you can tell. Anyway, I just love this. This is so classy looking. I think I would probably go after style B a little bit longer just for giggles and grins. It's quite the statement, don't you think? And then this was the pattern that I was thinking about for this tunic style. I was looking at this view right here. I like the little curved hem. I do like the sleeves like this. The only problem is when you're writing on a chalkboard, or we don't have chalkboards anymore, we have whiteboards, the smart boards. This can kind of get in the way. So I'm not a big fan of the elastic, although I might do it for teaching purposes. I have a couple of blouses that have the elastic, and I'm kind of over that. So I don't know, this isn't too bad either. And I was just looking to make it all, I wasn't looking for a contrast. I wanted it all a solid color, which is easy enough to do. But I thought that was kind of pretty. I like that it's loose fitting. That means when I'm moving around, I'm not going to feel constricted at all. And those of you who are getting to my age where comfort overrules style, you understand what I mean. Here's some line drawings back here. So there's a lot of fun little things to do there. All right, this has a story. I was looking for a pattern to make my 13-year-old son. I want to make him a fleece, like jacket, pullover coat type thing. But in the teen section for McCall's, I didn't really find much. But this is a 6-in-1, and it goes from, what sizes is this one? This one is small, medium, large. Now he's 13, and he's on the small side for 13 right now. But I'm going to take his measurements and see if like the small would even be possible to do for him. So we'll see. If not, I'll save it for me for later, or my husband for later. Okay. I love these pants. Look at these slacks. Look at those. Look at these pleats. I love these pleats. I like pleats in case you hadn't noticed. And they're very stylish looking. I love how they have a pluser sized model so you can really see how they're going to look. I hate it that plus size patterns and they have this skinny little twig on there and it's like, I'm not going to look like that when I put it on. Come on now. But this is a little more realistic. Even so, I just loved. And it's got like the back pockets. Like I said, if it ain't got pockets, then what's the point? And it's a learning to sew one. So if I forget how to do anything, it will have good instructions, I hope. This is a really simple pattern. I have been craving to make, that doesn't even make sense. I'm a grammar teacher. Scary, right? I want to make a faux romper. I'm not into this romper thing where you have to practically undress yourself to use the bathroom every time you go in there. That I don't like that. But a faux romper where you use the same fabric for the top and the bottom, yeah, let's do that. And these look very simple, very quick. Some light fabric would be great next summer. Be a lot of fun. And this just looks comfy cozy. I love this. Maybe for a cover up for swimming next year. Look at these sleeves on this one. It's like drama. Love it. I can see some really fun fabric. Here's another tunic type shirt pattern I picked out. I love these sleeves right here on this one. That is pretty. Love it. Okay, now this one. Look at the sleeves. What is it with me and the sleeves? They're pleated. I would lengthen the torso a little bit so that it comes down about hip length. But that's easy enough to adjust on a pattern. But these sleeves, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I love those sleeves. All right, the next two patterns I have to show you have to do with something else that happened since my last video, and that is one of my sons got engaged, and the wedding will be next summer. So I am planning a wedding quilt, as well as I think they want me to do the cake, so I'm thinking about that. Also, I'm trying to figure out what to wear. So these two patterns, I mean, $1.99, it doesn't hurt to get both. I love the styling in the front. Isn't that just so classic looking? So classic looking. And it's sleeveless, which I don't mind being sleeveless. That doesn't bother me at all. I'm not self-conscious about my arms at all. Maybe I should be, but I don't care. If you don't like them, don't look at them. Whatever. Or this one I love, because look at this. Look at this styling. It's just so pretty. Or you can have this little flounce. This style doesn't always look as good on me, but like an A-line looks good on me. And I just love, look at it's so elegant, but simple. All right. So that's my task this week, is to get my skirt done and hopefully get some more quilting done. I have a ton of UFOs from a long time ago quilting that I would like to get to, but right now my main concerns this week is finishing my skirt. I'm not going to finish the hand quilting this week, I can tell you that right now, but I can at least make some decent progress on it. I'm really enjoying it. I forgot how much I liked hand quilting, because you know how it is, you start making quilts and everybody wants one, and pretty soon, if you hand quilt everything, you don't have time to make as many. And there are so many fun patterns and so many yummy looking fabrics. I mean, you just kind of want to make everything. So the other thing I'm thinking about, and maybe you guys are too, is Christmas projects. I have a few ideas bopping around, so that's on my mind. Things are going to get even busier this week because I'm helping with the public school play downtown. So auditions are on Tuesday, so starting Tuesday I'm going to be busy for a couple of hours most days after school, plus taking care of my family and all that. Also, I have a secret project going on, which I can't talk about yet, other than there's something else in my life that I'm working on and I need to spend some time on that. Busy, just like everyone else. So I hope you guys have a good week, and I will catch up with you hopefully next weekend, maybe next month. I don't know. And I'll show you some progress, at least progress on the hand quilting, and hopefully my skirt will be done. All right. Have a good one. Bye.